Welcome to Galaxy Manifesto. This is Yvonne. On the journey of learning, love, and wisdom, we're never alone. In today's video, I want to give you a quick intro to know this channel better and discover the exciting content we will have in the future episodes. First, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm an art student specializing in fashion design. I've worked on costume design for small budget film and have experience designing wedding dress, suit, and formal dresses, from sketching, pattern making, to cutting fabric and sewing the final pieces. I have been hands-on with every step on the process. It's been an amazing journey, and I can't wait to share more of my creative world with you. Aside from design, I'm really into painting, photography, and crafting. Basically, anything artsy completely grabs my attention. I love diving into new creative projects, learning different techniques, and just enjoy the mix of inspiration and calm that comes with creating something. If you are into art too and have any cool collaboration idea, don't hesitate to drop a comment below and reach out to me. I would love to connect with people who share the same passion and worked on amazing projects together. Next, let me give you a quick rundown of what this channel is about, which I have divided into 3 key sections. The first part is mindful meditation. It's focused on helping you unwind and clear your mind and find that sense of inner calm. I will create a dedicated video for mindful meditation, guiding you through some simple and easy to follow exercise to help you relax and reset. The second part, it's more something I created myself. It's called the color perception method, a process designed to develop our spiritual intuition toward colors. This section focuses on engaging our sixth sense to intuitively perceive the color representing our current physical and emotional state, aiming to better understanding our subconscious mind. I got my inspiration from Watercolor, a system that used color-infused oil for energy work. Since middle school, I have been often experiencing moments where I could be suddenly see my emotion and feeling as vivid colors, almost like a screen projection in my mind. But back then, I have no idea what those colors meant because I didn't have the resource to figure it out. It wasn't until one day when I accidentally came across the color bottle collection of Watercolor that I realized this was the key to understanding what I've been searching for. Later, I found some online non-professional psychological tests based on these bottles. The idea was pretty simple. You use your intuition to pick a bottle from the collection and then check its number for a corresponding interpretation. At the time, there were only 49 bottles and the explanation weren't super detailed, but it still gave me so much clarity and inspiration. Knowledge of color psychology has become widely understood and integrated into our daily lives. One of the best applications is in many forms of commercial advertising. Different colors are used to influence specific consumer groups. Some colors are meant to grab your attention, while other colors are used to make the brand feel more high-end or luxury. However, all this application of color psychology focus on using external color to influence how we think and feel. My self-created color perception method takes the opposite approach. Instead of being influenced by external colors, we focus on using our intuition to sense the colors we feel internally in our minds. By using your intuition, you can identify the colors that comes to mind, and then we interpret those colors to gain deeper insights into our subconscious mind. It's a complete inward to outward process, and it's a great way to connect more deeply with yourself. In this second part, I will guide you through exploring how to sense and understand your emotions through colors, sharing insights and interpretation associated with each color and how they're connected to your subconscious, making it easier to tap into your inner world. It's a fun and practical way to turn into your intuition and really allowing you to gain a deeper understanding of your current state. Through this channel, my goal is to help you unlock your spiritual intuition when it comes to colors. By trusting your instinct, you can start to notice and interpret the colors that your subconscious is showing you in the moment. It's kind of like spotting angel numbers. You get curious about what they mean and want to look them up. Every color has its own unique emotion and significance, and it's worth our attention and exploration. Many rational people struggle to connect with their emotions because they're so used to letting their minds to run the show. However, the spiritual intuition I just mentioned, it's all about shifting from relying on thoughts to focusing on feelings. Try stepping away from the logical thinking that usually guides your daily life and focus on using your heart to truly feel and listen to what your body and emotions are telling you. While you're watching this video, there's no complicated relationship to manage, no conflict of interest, and no external distractions. It's just you and the sound in the background. So, take a moment to relax, quietly turn in, and gently focus on your inner world and emotions. Notice if there's any subtle shift in how you feel with each breath you take. In the upcoming videos, I will focus on sharing the emotions and meaning behind different colors and how you can use your sixth sense to connect with them. We will explore how to distinguish between your surface thought and your deeper subconscious feeling. This is not only a spiritual journey, but also an opportunity to learn how to actively observe and understand your inner feeling. By practicing these techniques, you will learn to face your true thought with more clarity and wisdom. Let go of resistance and go with the flow of your inner self. It's all about finding balance and creating a sense of harmony within. Just like in the movie Doctor Strange, there is a deeply inspiring moment where the Ancient One gave Doctor Strange some profound advice. She said, "You cannot beat a river into submission. You have to surrender to its current and use its power as your own." Doctor Strange, being skeptical, replies, "I control it by surrendering control? That doesn't make any sense." And the Ancient One drops the gem. Not everything does. Not everything has to. Your intellect has taken you far in life, but it will take you no further. Surrender. Silence your ego, and your power will rise. This wisdom has been validated in my own life experience. It's only when we stop clinging to control, let go of our ego, and learn to surrender that we can truly connect with our higher self and tap into the real power and wisdom that's already within us. Let's think about this logically, kind of like solving a math problem. Why do we sometimes feel such strong negative emotion towards certain people, situations, or even ideas? Emotions like attachment, anger, or even hostility. It all ties back to the dual nature of the world we live in. When we resist to push against someone or something, it's like we're applying a force on it. And just like the law of attraction and reaction, that same force gets reflected back onto us. In other words, the more we project intense attachment, anger, jealousy, or fear onto a person or situation, this negative emotion ultimately reflect back and affect us. However, if we can let go of our ego, release those attachments, and stop sending out that negativity, we open up a chance to find balance. By choosing to accept that person or situation as it is. We can create space for peaceful coexistence and a lot less emotional stress. When we learn to surrender and let go of our attachments to likes and dislikes, we start to flow more naturally with life. Taking a step back and looking at things from a bigger, higher perspective can really shift our mindset and make the mental weight we carry feel lighter. It's not just a way to handle challenge more easily, it's also a powerful form of self-love that helps us live with more freedom and peace. Before introducing the third part of the content, I want to share a little side note. It's a method I use to connect with my subconscious in the moment. It may not resonate with everyone, but I believe some of you, like me, will find insight into their inner world through the lyric of music. The familiar song we listen to all the time, or the one we intentionally play, don't fall into this category. What I'm referring to is those moments when a song just randomly pops in your head and you find yourself humming a melody. It might be a song you barely pay attention to before. You might not even know its title or lyrics, but then when you look it up, you may be surprised to find that its lyrics almost perfectly capture your current emotions and inner feeling. It's like your subconscious or intuition is sending you a message. You're not actively choosing it, it just happened. It's like opening a little window into your mind, helping you understand what's really going on inside. While it might feel totally random, it's actually a really cool and eye-opening way to connect with your inner self. Our subconscious is far more powerful than we imagine. While we have listened to tens of thousands of songs, the number we can actively recall and sing along to might only be 100 or so. However, the subconscious is different. It acts like this massive database quietly storing every single song we ever heard. That's why out of nowhere it can pull up a song you didn't even realize you remembered and make you hum it even if you're not consciously aware of. I gotta say, I'm so thankful for how much technology has advanced. Back in the day, if I start humming a melody but couldn't remember the song title or lyrics, I have to spend forever trying to recall bits and pieces to Google it. Sometimes I even have to bother my music savvy fans to help me figure out what song I was humming. But now, all I need to do is open the Google app, tap the microphone icon, and select search a song, then I just hum the melody I remember. The Google can quickly identify the song for me. After that, by reading the lyrics and listen to the full song, I can clearly understand how a melody and its lyrics reflects the emotions and thoughts hitting deep within me. It's like a little window into my subconscious. Such a cool way to understand what's going on within me. Now, on to the third part. It's watercolor painting. Finally, we have a really fun segment where I will use the colors chosen for each episode as inspiration to create a galaxy-themed watercolor painting. Of course, there's no pressure for you to paint along. This is just one of many ways to help us connect more deeply with our inner selves. If you're curious about watercolor painting, feel free to join me and practice together. Honestly, I'm just starting to learn watercolor myself, so we will be figuring it out as we go. Let me quickly go over the basic tool you will need. First up, it's watercolor paper. If you're just starting out, a cheap watercolor practice pad is totally fine, but if you want to invest a bit more, I recommend 300 GSM cold pressed paper. It handles water really well and it doesn't warp as much. Since this is just for beginner to practice, you don't need to be too strict about it. Next is the watercolor paint, which comes into two main types: solid watercolor pens and tube watercolor paint. Like the paper, solid watercolor pens are more affordable and easy for beginners to use, while the tube watercolors give you richer and more vibrant colors that don't leave a slight powdery texture on the paper. As for brushes, Most people recommend getting a few different sizes or shapes like round brushes and flat brushes, but honestly, as a beginner myself, I say just use whatever you already have at home. A traditional Chinese calligraphy brushes can be a great alternative, and just adding a small detail brush should be enough to get started. For those who want to invest a bit more, you can choose to buy watercolor specific round or flat brushes. But no pressure, it's all about experimenting and have fun. You will also need a palette for mixing colors, as well as 2 to 3 glasses of water. Use one for cleaning brushes with warm color tone, one for cool tone, and one for fresh, clean water. It's also handy to have some masking tape to secure the paper, kitchen towel paper to adjust pigments or absorb excess water. With this basic tool, you will have everything you need to get started as a beginner. At the end of third part, I will share some positive affirmation with you to help shift old thought patterns and bring in more uplifting and empowering vibes during your manifestation journey. And that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. This channel focuses on guiding you through mindful meditation and color healing, helping us gain a deeper understanding of our subconscious. Don't forget to click the like button, subscribe, and share. See you next time. Yoo-hoo!